Okay, we're all lathered up for an evening head shave. Once again, our shaving soap is Phoenix Shavings Space Dog. Boy, this is an absolutely fantastic scent for the Christmas season. And we're going to be using the leaf razor with 2 razor blades installed for this particular evening head shave. Okay, so let's get to Barry.
Mark?
Hey, Barry, how'd you get into that picture frame?
Merry Christmas, Mark.
Yeah, well, Merry Christmas to you, too.
All right.
Well, as long as you're going to be back there, just make sure I don't nick the back of my head during this shave, okay?
Yeah, sure, I got you.
Okay, Merry Christmas. All right,
Mark.
let's get to it.
Tummy turn every time.
Okay, now that was awesome, Cube. Mark Szorady, awesome. Wow, okay. Oh, welcome back to A Texan Shaves. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, Advent Calendar, Day 4. Whew. Third of the way into this. Okay, without further ado, let's go visit the soap. All right, Day 4, right here. Pop you in. Open you up. Oh. Cube, you are on every one of these. Of course, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Let me get my glasses on. Cube, can you make a helmet with a prescription visor so I can just leave it up? No, I'm kidding. All right, again, let's get my nose on the scent before I read the card. So, all right, I'm going to say it both ways because some people say it one way, some people say it another. I'm sure I'll have plenty of people correct me. I know how I would normally say it, but this scent is called Agua Dulce, but it could be Dulce. Some people do say Dulce, D-U-L-C-E, but I say Dulce. So, Agua Dulce. Now, I'm not familiar with this, if this is a Christmas past or not, or if it's new. We'll see when we get to the card if it says. But let's get my nose on this as best I can. You know, these are a wonderful size. There's a lot of soap in here. Ooh. Okay. It's a little lighter than some of the other ones. Very clean. I'm not picking up any individual notes, though. My nose just isn't that good. I'm sorry. Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. It's nice, though. It's fresh. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm just going to go to the card instead of sitting here sniffing like a puppy dog. But man, that smells nice. Agua Dulce. A refreshing homage to Florida water. Okay. And, you know, I've been meaning to buy Florida water, but I've yet to do it. I've never had my nose on that either. So this is a Christmas Pass released back in 2016. Agua Dulce is our ode to a classic, a reinterpretation of one of the most enduring and mysterious fragrances in American history, Florida water. The name itself, Agua Dulce, sweet water, is more than just a nod to its refreshing character. It's a tribute to one of the country's oldest myths, the Fountain of Youth. Hidden deep in an uncharted lands in Florida, much like the fountain's waters, the scent is designed to rejuvenate and refresh. It is very refreshing, pulling elements from the old world and blending them seamlessly with the wild promise of the new. Florida water has been a quiet staple in American households for generations. You might recall seeing that strange glass bottle in a relative's dresser, always there, familiar but never fully understood. Kind of like you in Christmas, right? Showing up in my photos. With its intricate, almost forgotten label, Florida water seemed to carry the whispers of something timeless, something that lingers in the back of your memory, never quite comes into full view. For some, it smelled of orange blossoms and clove. For others, maybe a dash of juicy fruit or Coca-Cola. It was never the same for everyone, and yet it was unmistakable. Yeah, maybe I can kind of get the juicy fruit, but let me get my nose back on it. In the 19th century, when perfume was still a luxury for the European aristocracy, Florida water became an accessible staple to the young, growing United States. It was more than a cologne, it was a necessity, a way to combat the sweltering summer heat. Whether you were a city dweller or a pioneer on the frontier, imagine the wagons crossing the untamed West, their passengers splashing on Florida water to refresh and cool down during the heat of the day, carrying a bit of the civilized world with them into the wild unknown. With Agua Dulce, we've captured this history in a bottle, an homage to the citrusy, aquatic freshness that helped define an early American perfumery, brought into the present with modern refinement. So stay refreshed, stay rejuvenated, and carry a piece of history with you wherever the journey takes you. The fountain of youth isn't in a place, it's in the willingness to embrace life as an endless adventure. These are so well written. These are awesome. Again, putting it back behind the door for safekeeping. I do not want to lose these. So Florida water, I'm going to have to get that now just to compare. Even though it is just an homage. That is nice. And I remember seeing a couple reviews of Florida water and people saying that it was lightly scented as well. So I'm assuming that's why this one seems lighter scented. So, but again, just an assumption. All right, so I'm gonna get the hardware together, build a lather, and we're gonna do a head shave today. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. I've got the lather whipped up, and I'm using today the Peregrino. Interesting story about the Peregrino. Look at that lather. About the Peregrino, I had given mine away. I wasn't reaching for it, and there was a post about someone else saying that they'd given theirs away and they kind of miss it, and I was like, you know what? I kind of miss it too. And then Logan Zachary jumped on in the fan page and said, I got you. Well, recently he had cracked his scuttle, and I had the scuttle that I just never used because I like the travel scuttle. I like the size of the travel scuttle better than the larger ceramic one. It just wasn't getting love. And I thought, well, let's give it to a shave cadet that's going to show it some love. So I sent him my scuttle, still had the box and everything to keep it safe. And so in return, he bought me a Peregrino and sent it to me. So I have the Peregrino back in my den again. And I love this community. I'm going to be using the Metaphor on the head shave. I did add the turquoise tip. I thought it looked like something that would go with Florida water. This label, not a whole lot of color in the label, and a little bit of orange in the font and stuff. So I decided to go with turquoise and the Peregrino green handle. I just really like the handle on the Peregrino, is kind of why I chose it. Let's get the glasses off, and we're going to get the head wet and do a quick head shave. So yesterday, man, that scent really jumped out as I was lathering it. This one is still light, even after hydrated. But it's really nice. It's very fresh, clean, and like the card said, it's very refreshing. I do like it. I'm as soon as I get done making this video, I'm going to go buy a bottle of Florida water because now I really want to try it. I always want to just add it because it's such a classic fragrance, kind of like having Clubman, which I do have a bottle of that, or any old classic fragrance like that. So I'm going to get me some now. Only have about 24 hours growth. So not a whole lot, shouldn't take much. So going to be getting a lot of head shaves with this for me to get all these videos in. So those of you that like watching head shaves, I guess you're in for a treat for the next half of the next 12 days. Alright, I usually, if I'm using a DE, I really like straight bar razors when doing the head shave, so you'll probably be seeing a lot of the Symmetry or the Metaphor. As soon as I get that Starling in, I will be using it because I do like using gym razors on head shaves as well. So that should be in a couple days, hopefully. All right. Man, I really like this razor. This was my favorite razor purchase from PAA. Such a great smooth shave. Very efficient. And oh man, the grippiness of this handle. I actually have, because you can buy the handle by itself in 2 different sizes. I actually have those in my wish list because I want to get some extra handles to put on other heads because I really like this handle. All right, so yesterday we talked about our favorite Christmas gifts of all time. And I have a few more, so there can be more than one. I mean, shoot, I've had 54 Christmases. This will be my 54th Christmas. So, why not? But today, I know I mentioned that the gift I talked about yesterday was one that I didn't know I was getting. And the reason I said that, I was horrible. My mom knows this, and I think my dad had an idea before he passed away. I knew most of my presents. Once I got to a certain age where I could hunt for my Christmas gifts, I was so bad. I look back at it now, I kind of robbed myself of the surprise. I mean, there were things I was surprised about, but as an example, I found my Nintendo Entertainment System. Not only did I find it in my father's closet, but I knew they were out of town. I pulled it out of the closet, hooked it up to the TV, played some Duck Hunt, packed it back up perfectly with the twist ties and everything, and put it back in my dad's closet. That's how bad I was. Santa's naughty list for that one. Oh man, I was awful. So my parents caught on after a while, of course, and let me finish this up and we'll continue the story. I mean, there's really nothing they could do. I mean, I was slicing the tape with an X-Acto knife and just putting the tape perfectly back over it so it didn't look like anything had happened. I had it down to a science, boys and girls. And looking back at it now, all these years later, I feel so guilty. Mom, can you forgive me? I was still very appreciative, very much so. And I'm pretty sure I was still very surprised when I opened them. I mean, here's another question. Let's put the answers down below. When you open presents, we can talk about when we were younger. Were you one that just tore into it, or did you just pull the flaps of the wrapping off and fold the paper up and all that stuff? Let me know what you thought, or how you opened your presents when you were younger. So, yeah, I was so bad. So there was one Christmas, we were at my grandmother's, and so I knew there were a lot of presents there that I hadn't previously inspected. Yes, I used the word inspected. So I was crawling, there were so many there. I mean, at my grandmother's we have at least 20 people, and all the presents we brought in for everyone from everywhere. It was literally a mountain of presents. There were so many presents that my grandmother only had like a 2-foot tree, and it was like the tree was sitting on top of a mountain of presents. And a lot of them went under the dining table. That was because the tree was right next to it. So I was actually caught. Well, I wasn't really caught. People knew I was doing this. So I was crawling under the dining table looking for my presents. And so my knee went down on one, and it moved. Scared the you-know-what out of me so bad. I jumped, busted the back of my head because I was under a table, just like in a comedy movie. I mean, hard. And I screamed out, and my aunt was watching me the whole time. She fell out of her chair. She was laughing so hard at me. I put my knee on a present for my grandfather. It was a pillow, a back pillow that massaged, and I turned it on by placing my knee on it accidentally. And I thought it was an animal. I thought maybe it was my uncle's cat I had almost squished or something. Crazy stories, right? Memories for life, you know. So that's another Christmas story for you. Any of y'all got any crazy Christmas stories? Maybe not exactly like that, but you know, something funny. Let's talk about it down below. Love to hear it. I love stories like that. All right, let me just do a little cleanup back here. Didn't have a whole lot today, so, but my back is always where the thicker hair is at. That's where I can still grow hair. Whole reason I shave, I take it off on purpose. I always said if I was going to start losing my hair, I'm just going to take it off. So in 2001, I saw a photo of me from behind, and it was all bald right here on the crown. So when I'm planning to tell this story, maybe I'll save it for another video, but now I'll go ahead and tell how I started it. So what I did was I had the 2 dining room chairs. My oldest was 3 years old at the time, and I had a set of head clippers, hair trimmers. Stood her up in the chair next to me. I sat down next to her, gave her the clippers, said, let's play barbershop, and just let her go to town. Just cut all she wanted, just play, you know. And she had a great time until she got bored, and then I found when she was done, I grabbed the clippers, went to the bathroom, cleaned up the rest, shaved, and I've been shaving my head since 2001. So that's just by choice. So that's how that went. I don't even know what my hair probably looks like if I did let it grow out. I couldn't tell you. All right, let me get a quick rinse. We'll come back and do the splash, and we'll share my final thoughts. Be right back. So, you know, I've been thinking about this all day. And as soon as I wake up in the morning, all I can think about is what's behind the next door. We're a third of the way through, and I'm sad that we're a third of the way through. This has been the most fun and exciting thing in wet shaving I've experienced. Thank you, Fran, Doug, Hux, thank you for this. It's been so exciting. Every time I pop that door open, I'm just like, what is that? What's that? Ooh, what is that? You know? And I've only done 4. And now I'm sad that 4 are gone because I want all 12 back and start over again. Guys, I'm so sorry, those of you that didn't get in. And oh man, the re-release of the bags, that was so awesome. Who else would do that? That was so awesome. All right, let's get this splash. I don't want to get this too longer. We're already, 17 and almost 18 minutes in. So, Florida water, huh? Maybe I'll get a little more scent out of this. I can get it right up to my nose. That is nice. Man, that is so clean. Before it evaporates off my hand. Let's get it on. That is so good. It's just a fresh, clean, it's definitely aquatic, yes. Man, that is great. I can't explain the comparison between the real stuff because I don't have it. I should have already ordered it by now. I like the classics. I don't know why I haven't picked that one up. Y'all know I picked up a whole bunch of old classic aftershaves and stuff in the shaves of my father, so definitely gonna go purchase this one right now after I'm done with this. But that's a winner. So this was another past, right? Yeah, I said 2016, correct? Sorry guys, my memory. Yeah, 2016. So I wonder, how long has it been since this one's been out? I want this one. That is so good. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Find your peace in what and where you can. Have a happy holidays. Safe shopping and everything else while you're out and about. Let's make it to Christmas. Let's make it to next year. And let's make it to the year after that. We'll see you next time on A Texan Shaves. Goodbye.
Bye.